From the combined crew of blindandroidusers.com and accessibleandroid.com, it's time for your favorite Android podcast. Kick back now and enjoy another fine episode from these fanboys and gals as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here's your crew. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 260 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. We're recording today, November the 29th, 2025. I'm Warren here in the state of Washington alongside with my wonderful co-hosts. We got
John Dyer from Virginia.
Kareen from Lebanon.
And Salih Kunduz from Turkey.
Welcome to episode 260. Coming up in this episode, we have the following lineup. Of course, we have the announcements. That is followed by the most wonderful time of the year announcement, and that would be what would be your shipping tracker. In other words, that's a theme of our episode 260 shipping trackers. We'll talk about what shipping trackers they are and whether or not these things are necessary in 2025. For our app of the week, we talk about Readify, and Kareen concludes this episode with another entry from the confused screen reader, Jieshuo, aka Jieshuo, if you are my friend Led Austin, commentary screen reader. Welcome to episode 260. Kareen, girl, let's start with you. Tell me what's going on in Lebanon. Tell me you're having a good time and all that good snow is finally falling.
Snow? No way. No snow. Actually, it was a crazy week. Temperatures go up, then temperature go down, then up, then down. So it's the week of having flu and having viruses and having all sorts of troubles because of the change in the weather. But it's finally starting to become cold, kind of cold. Today, it's expected. Rain is expected tomorrow, but I don't know if this will last or we are going to get another hot weather again.
Well, I look at it this way, though. You can still cook some food outside if you need to. It's a beautiful thing. Sally, how about you? Are you cooking outside?
Well, this week it's been nice. It was around, yeah. Yeah, in some cities we already get snow, but not here yet. It's all about rain. You know, this city is so famous for the unstoppable rain.
That's not good. That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah. But other than that, everything is okay here. It's been a busy week, but I'm all good.
Great.
And how are you?
I'm doing okay. Thanksgiving came and went, and it was a wonderful time of the year, eating all that food, and oh my goodness, it's just a beautiful thing. There's something that Julia makes.
Didn't you leave for some Kareen?
I wish I did. She wouldn't like the cranberry thing, so we kind of like the fresh cranberry, and Julia makes some special dish out of it that I really enjoy. And I think Kareen may like it though, because you have that sour tasting cranberry thing in there. So Kareen, you like cranberries? I think you should. It's not.
I thought you were going to tell me about the turkey. Where's the turkey?
So I'm not a big turkey kind of guy. I don't like turkey. So I basically like the wings and the legs, and that's it. That's all I eat when we have turkey. And so I had a leg. I had a turkey leg, and that's all I had. And a little piece of. I had one wing too. So I ate a lot, and I'm done. You know, yesterday they were eating some leftover turkey stuff. I'm not doing turkey. Yeah, it's something different. John, are you full of it? It is turkey.
Yeah, I am. I'm not a fan either. I had some because you have to, it's a requirement.
Yeah.
But I don't really enjoy it that much. It's too dry for me. But I just put some gravy on it and it was pretty good. We did have leftovers yesterday, made a turkey sandwich out of it. Probably gonna have another turkey sandwich today. Went over the in-laws for Thanksgiving, and I'm actually having my parents over tonight for another Thanksgiving. So but we're gonna do ham, so that we're not gonna have more turkey. But yeah, it's been a good week. My whole family's still kind of under the weather. I don't know if we're ever gonna get better, but I put up Christmas lights for the first time on the house.
Well, congratulations. I kind of kept procrastinating. We were going to do it, late last week or whatever. I didn't do it. I thought we were going to do it on Sunday afternoon. We never did. And it's just, I wanted to put them upside. Believe it or not, John, I bought these. They're kind of like bigger ones, and they're supposed to be all season type of lights. I think I bought them in 2019, John. Believe it or not, they're still sitting in the boxes.
Oh, are they? Do you know the size of the bulb? Is it like a C9? Is that what size they are?
I don't know, but they're really bigger ones, and
yeah, we got the bigger ones.
Yeah,
and we got them in different colors.
Each one is like 50 feet long.
Oh, you mean longer strands you got? Okay, I thought you were talking about the bulb size.
No, but they're supposed to be upside, and I thought that would just wrap it around the house and call it good. And then we got some pine-like trees around the house. Also, I thought of putting some on there. I don't know. I'm just a procrastinator.
It's a lot of work. I didn't think it was going to take as long as it did. I started last weekend, and then I worked on it some more yesterday, and I still have one window left to do on the front of the house, and then the fence out back. We're going to put lights across the fence.
Yeah, and the weather doesn't help. It's not been that great here, but yesterday was not too bad. But now today is just a mess. So in the 30s and maybe rain. So I'm not going to bother. And now, the announcement segment. This is a segment dedicated to things we want you to be in the know. And now for this week's episode, here's your announcements. Let's now turn on to the announcements segment. And I cannot talk enough about our upcoming 5th anniversary coming up on December the 20th. That's 20. So if you're our listener, or if you know someone that has not even been our listener, we kind of invite all of you guys to come on and basically party with us. Sally is the calendar guy. Sally, can you help our people know what time it would be around the world, especially time zones? I know it's 9 a.m. Pacific time, but you have a better time, understanding of a better time.
Exactly that.
Time zones. Yeah.
So it's going to be 5 p.m. UK time, and it's going to be 6 p.m. Central European time. It's going to be 10:30 Indian time.
And if you're like in South Africa, Jacob, I'm looking at you. You haven't been here for quite a spell. So Jacob, I'm giving you a shout out. You need to be in here. What time would that be in South Africa?
That would be around 7.
That would be like 7. Okay. So 7 p.m. South African time. And if you are in Egypt, I think that's also 7 p.m. If you are in like West Africa, I think that's like 6 p.m. In East Africa, I think maybe that's like 8 p.m. I don't know, but somewhere in there, guys. Come on and share that joy with us, because it's going to be 5 years running since we started BAU, Blind Android Users Podcast, and we want you guys to be part of that celebration as we celebrate our 5th anniversary.
And guys, please take a moment to listen to the very first episode that they have recorded. I wasn't there, but that was a great episode.
I'm trying to hide from that first episode, but Sally, he never lets go of that first episode. That was terrible, wasn't it? But, yeah, actually, I think you should take a listen, guys, and see how far we've come. It was not all that great, but then kudos to Austin there. He was hosting that first episode. And so take a listen to episode 1 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. And now, the Android Basics segment. This is a segment where we discuss the things that power your device from behind the scenes. And now, here's this week's episode, Android Basics. We move on now to the main theme, and that's the Android Basics. And today we're talking about shipping trackers. This is a wonderful time of the year, as we indicated, it's shopping time. Whether you like Amazon or not, and you like Black Friday, you like Christmas, you don't like Christmas, or whatever. This time of year is a time whereby we buy all sorts of things online. Cyber Monday coming up this Monday as well. And so it's all that buying time. People are buying stuff for family, buying stuff for yourself. John, you're buying a lot of stuff for yourself. I know you're the Amazon king, and I like my eBay and all of that. I love Amazon as well. I can't believe I've purchased a few myself already, and I'll be talking about those things when they get here on our Telegram group. But this is that time of the year when we spend money that sometimes we don't have, and yet we still go out and make those purchases. Now, the question is, does one necessarily need a shipping tracker in 2025? What are some of the pitfalls of having a shipping tracker? For me, though, I'm looking at a shipping tracker as another data harvesting project, because you're sharing your information, your email, your address, your phone number, all of that good stuff. The merchant seller, or wherever it is that you bought the merchandise from, or the store that you got the stuff from, already have your address. For example, Amazon, I'm looking at you. eBay, I'm looking at you. Or using Google or whatever, they already have your address. And now you want to add another shipping tracker that's going to access that information. And so I don't know, guys, let's kind of see what you think. Kareen, what do you think about shipping trackers? Are you willing to have a third-party shipping tracker, or is it good enough for you to simply let that store that you got the stuff manage your address? Or how is it that it's so necessary to add another party to the mix?
Well, personally, I don't use online shopping so much these days. So for this reason, I'm not into all of this currently. But I don't think, a shipping tracker is something that we really need. Well, when I had to work with AliExpress to get to purchase stuff, I used to check the tracking through their website. I mean, the seller has like a website. You can just enter the link and it's fine. So I don't think that there is any need for anything additional.
So that's my thinking, because, for example, I have purchased stuff from AliExpress in the past. I actually purchased a lot of stuff from AliExpress. The Alcatel and the Alcatel, phones back like in 2017, 2018, and things like that. But I didn't see the need of using another tracker to track it, because they would let me know when that would be. And so, but like I indicated, I use Amazon and eBay. Sally, how about you? Do you use another shipping tracker, or do you think it's necessary to add another shipping tracker to the ones that you're already using? For example, if you're buying something from Amazon or buying something from eBay or AliExpress or some other online shopping place in Turkey.
Yeah, I'm a really shopping guy. At least this week I made 4 orders. Like, just to look good, you need to maintain this. You know what I mean? So,
and especially when there's a news quiz
yeah,
in town. I know where you're going. You kind of try to leave a little bit of an impression. What a good guy,
exactly that.
So tell me about it.
So, I mean, yeah, I love shopping online and I love tracking it. But what happens is I tried some of those shopping tracker apps. What happens is whatever you get from the website, they give you the same info, nothing more, nothing less. So and it's not really convenient in my opinion. Like, they ask you money for subscribing to track your pack items, and then You need to have them one by one. You need to have them manually. They don't connect to your account. Some of them they don't connect to your account. Some of them they do, but still they ask for a subscription. I don't believe that I would pay for such an app. What I do is, like, if I'm ordering from Amazon, if I'm ordering from any others, all I do is just go into their website or using their mobile app, because they also send push notifications when there is another action in your order, like when it's placed, when it's going to your city, when it's going to be delivered to your house. They already send you notifications. So I don't really think that we need extra gateways or shopping tracking. I really love shopping, but they're just trying to make use of that. We love shopping. Like, we shop from different websites, and they ask if you want to track your orders, you gotta subscribe. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, so I definitely will. You know me with subscriptions. I only subscribe to those things that matter. I don't think I'll ever subscribe to a shipping tracker because, for example, like I indicated earlier on, I'm actually sharing my information with you, and you want me to pay you for getting my information. Hell, it's not going to happen. Excuse my Espanol there, but like you indicated yesterday, I saw like Amazon was telling me my stuff was on the way and all of that. And I also got something from eBay, and I clicked on it to track it directly on eBay, and actually it worked. It shows me where it was. It was Living Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, or someplace there in Tennessee. And it's going to be here on the 1st of this December. So it's really interesting. I know back then, let's say maybe 2015, 2016, somewhere in there, probably a shipping tracker was necessary and all of that, because it was just like the infancy of all of these things. A lot of places didn't have like all that tracking. You have to kind of copy it and go to UPS or go to FedEx or whatever other shipping tracking sites there are out there. But nowadays, as you indicated, Sally, the store that you got it from, using that Amazon and eBay, for example, send you those notifications. So I truly don't know. John, how about you? You're the Amazon king. How do you feel about these third-party shipping trackers?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the Amazon king, at least not this year. I haven't bought much. Well, I bought a lot of stuff for the Christmas lights outside. But yeah, the way I see it, I'm not so concerned about privacy and giving out my information. I don't worry about that stuff, but there's really no advantage in my opinion. Like, the apps I use are pretty accessible. If there were accessibility issues in a lot of apps and I could just get one app to have all my tracking in one place and be accessible, then it might be worth it for me. But I mean, the way I do it is, like you said, Amazon, they track it themselves. They actually ship it themselves around here. Like, I rarely get deliveries from, like, if I order something on Amazon, Amazon delivers it. It's not UPS, it's not USPS, it's just Amazon. So really, I have to use the app to track it. And then for everything else, I either use the service or I use, I have all the apps on my phone. I have the FedEx app, I have UPS, I have USPS, and they're all accessible enough to figure out what you need to figure out. For me, I sell a lot of stuff too. It's not just buying, and I need to track that as well. So that's why I have FedEx and USPS and UPS, because you can schedule pickups and pay for shipping labels through there and track stuff through there. And they're, like I said, they're accessible enough. So I kind of just go to what app I need the information from at the time. And like Sally pointed out, the retailers and these third-party apps, they're just getting the information from the source anyway. So if that app is accessible, why not just use that app? So yeah, that's how I usually take care of it. And I also have just notifications set up. Like, I'll get a message from UPS or FedEx if something's out for delivery. Like, it's just a text message. Like, I have notifications and text messages coming, so I don't really have to check it that often. Like I said, when what I track the most is something I've shipped just to make sure it's gotten where it's supposed to go.
It totally makes sense, John. Definitely, if you're a seller, you need those shipping trackers, especially the most widely used ones. For example, you mentioned UPS and FedEx and all of that, and maybe even USPS, United States Postal Services, for example. So definitely, if you're selling things, it makes sense to have that because the shipment is done through those guys. But if you're just a consumer like me that is only buying but not selling, I don't think it's necessary to have a shipping tracker. I mean, you can have it if you want, but I personally wouldn't use it. Years ago, John, I used to sell on eBay, and I think I sold quite a bit on there. But then I haven't done so in like maybe more than 10 years. So I no longer sell anything on eBay or Swapper or whatever, those sites that people sell things on there. I only buy, and eBay used to be my biggest place to buy and all of that. It still is to some degree. However, I'm buying more and more from Amazon, most especially this time of year, because it comes faster than eBay does for some reason. Amazon, like you indicated, you got Amazon drivers bringing it direct, and then sometimes the USPS, and other times the I think those are the only two that bring stuff to my area. Is either USPS, even if I order on Amazon, sometimes it's from USPS, and other times it's an actual Amazon guy that brings it. So it makes sense for me that if you're a seller, you need to have third-party shipping trackers, because you want to know when it gets there and all of that, printing labels and also scheduling them to come pick up, most especially if you're blind and you're not driving out there. It makes sense to have those things. So it totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I'm loving the new AI descriptions in my Nest notifications. So like, I'll actually, instead of just saying a person was detected at the front door, it will literally say like the Amazon delivery person dropped off packages, or the FedEx person dropped off packages, and then I'll know what packages were delivered, or I'll have a good idea which packages are out there.
Yeah, I'm really liking that Nest thing. Prior, I didn't have the familiar face or face recognition enabled in mind because I didn't want to pay. But now that I have it, El Freebo, because I have, is it because I have a Pixel phone? I don't remember which one, or Gemini, or whatever.
It's because you have Gemini. They used to call it Gemini Advanced. I think they call it, what do they call it? Gemini Pro now or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a free year with your Pixel, and that's why.
Okay. So I see that we now have that. And so I'm actually liking it because now I know who's coming in, and also it saves it for a longer period, because prior to now, mine was only like for 3 hours and I couldn't access it anymore. But so now it's nice to know that even 24 hours later, I could still see what happened. So that's really nice. So that would be what our take is on the shipping tracking thing, guys. So we'd love to hear from you guys, either on our email, or most especially leave comments about this, whether or not we missed the boat, or whatever your thinking is regarding shipping trackers. We would love to hear from you as to what side of the matter you come down on, whether you think that shipping trackers are necessary in 2025, or whether we don't need them. Like, I think we don't need them, but as I indicated, like John made clear, if you're a seller, definitely you need those things. Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week.
Coming up next, we have the app of the week, and Warren will be demonstrating an app called Readify, which you'll find out what it does, but I think you can have a pretty good guess.
We continue now with our App of the Week series, and for episode 260, App of the Week, this is demonstrating Readify, Readify. The first time that I saw this app, the first person that came to my mind is Kareen, because both Kareen and I like reading books, and most especially those ebook reading apps that have those natural voices. And most importantly, this one also exposes text to the screen reader. Therefore, Kareen girl, if you're listening to this, you better grab it. I'm now on the play page of Readify and will navigate to the About, so we hear the description and then come back and tap on the Open because I already installed it. I'll now navigate my way to the About.
About this app heading. Google Play Store. Readify AI text-to-speech details. Turn any ebook into a natural AI audiobook. Read aloud with human-like voices. Transform any ebook into a natural AI audiobook with Readify. Readify is an advanced AI text-to-speech TTS reader that turns ebooks, PDFs, articles, and documents into human-like narration. Powered by large language model technology, Readify delivers smooth and expressive voices that make reading and listening easier, more accessible, and more enjoyable. Why Readify stands apart. 1. Natural AI narration. Readify provides highly natural and human-like AI voices. With 100-plus voices across 40-plus languages, you can personalize your listening experience with clear, warm, and expressive narration. Say goodbye to robotic TTS and enjoy voices that feel close to real audiobook narrators. 2. Read any format aloud. Readify supports all major ebook and document formats, including PDF, EPUB, TXT, MOBI, and AZW. Upload your files and listen immediately with natural AI text-to-speech. 3. Sync across devices. Start reading on your phone and continue listening on your computer. Readify syncs perfectly across mobile app, web reader, and Chrome extension, making your reading progress consistent across all platforms. 4. Smart PDF handling. Complex PDFs are automatically converted into clean, readable EPUBs with smart layout recognition. This makes textbooks, reports, and research papers easier to read and listen to. 5. Listen to articles in online text. With the Readify browser extension, you can listen to articles, documents, and web content on any website. Turn long-form online reading into a smooth audiobook-style experience. 6. AI Book Search. If you are unsure what to read next, simply enter your mood, interests, or book type into the search bar. Readify will recommend a wide selection of books that match your preferences. 7. AI Q&A. Readify includes an AI question and answer feature that helps you understand your books while reading or listening. Ask questions at any time and receive explanations, clarifications, and insights. The AI companion makes reading more interactive and engaging. Perfect for every reader. Readify is ideal for ebook readers who want natural text-to-speech, students learning from textbooks and PDFs, professionals listening during commutes, multitaskers who prefer hands-free reading, language learners improving comprehension, readers with eye strain or reading difficulties, 40-plus languages and 100-plus voices. Choose from a wide range of accents, tones, and languages, making Readify suitable for global users and multilingual reading. Start transforming your reading. Turn any ebook, PDF, or online article into a natural AI audiobook. Read anywhere, listen easily, and enjoy a more immersive way to experience your books. Download Readify today and discover a better way to read. App Info. Version 1.9.2. Updated on November 25, 2025. Downloads 5,000 plus downloads. Required OS Android 6.0 and up. Offered by AI Art Magic Avatar Studio. Released on April 8, 2025.
And that's both the description and the history of the app. I'll now go back to the installation page and tap on that Open.
Play Store. About this app heading.
Now let's tap on Open.
Button Open. Readify. Your all-in-one reading hub out of list.
We're now on the introduction of the app, and what I'm going to do is put my finger down, then triple tap with 2 fingers to let it read what is on this page.
Your all-in-one reading hub. Knowledge within reach. Read or listen. Multi-format support. Read TXT ideographic, PDF ideographic, EPUB ideographic, MOBI ideographic, AZW ideographic, docs instantly. Smart audiobooks. Multi-language narration and 0.5x 3.0x speed. Start now button.
And that's the introduction. At the bottom of the screen, of course, we have the Start Now button. I'll tap on that.
Start now button. Readify. Is there a life philosophy that makes you feel enlightened? Row 1 in grid, 3 rows, 3 columns.
We're now in the main UI of the app, and the first thing we heard was something regarding philosophy. In other words, this is more like a slideshow that now and then would pop up something letting you know categories or genres you may be interested in. Naturally, there are no buttons or controls there at the top left, but to the top right we have one, and I do want to mention here in passing while we're here that some of the buttons or controls do not have the proper labeling. However, TalkBack is doing the heavy lifting, and besides, these things can be labelable if there's such a word. In other words, you can use your TalkBack menu to label something that doesn't make sense to you. Label it to whatever it is that makes sense to you. So starting on the top right corner, here's what we got.
Avatar Sieve image out of grid.
And I'm going to tap on that one.
Detected icon, person, image, a simple, minimalist profile icon featuring a white silhouette.
And on the top left corner,
Unlabeled.
we hear unlabeled, but that's the back button. And if you leave your screen reader long
Detected
enough,
icon, left, image, a simple black left pointing
it
arrow.
tells you what it is. And then moving on down,
Avatar Sieve image.
we have the little icon, and then below
Detected,
that,
not signed in.
we have not signed in.
Reading notes.
Next,
Share Readify.
next,
Feedback.
next,
About.
next,
Web app.
next.
Open URL in desktop browser, cross-device sync.
And below that, the URL.
https://app.readify.com/library.
And
Sign in button.
we got a sign in button there at the bottom of the screen. If we tap here, for example,
Readify. Unlabeled.
we hear that unlabeled button again, which
Detected.
is the back button. Now moving on down,
Sign in with Google button.
that's all we have is a sign in with Google. So if you tap on here, you would be signing in with your Google account. I'm going to go back a couple times,
Readify. Sign in button.
and I'm going to go back again.
Readify. Avatar Sieve image.
So we're back to the main UI of the app, and
Detected
then
icon.
below that, we got some samples of books, a couple samples. That is, we got The Pride and Prejudice, we got Alice in Wonderland, and we also have
Media
notes
control.
from,
Welcome to Readify. Welcome to Readify. Row 3, column 1.
that's notes from the developer. Then we got,
Pride and Prejudice, column 2.
and
Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, column 3.
and then at the bottom right corner, we have the import.
Import books IV image out of grid.
There we go.
Detected
like I said,
icon.
It's not well labeled, but you can label this. I'll show you what I'm talking about by tapping with 3 fingers to open up TalkBack menu.
Talkback menu. Add label in list. Show
There's the add label, so I could label it whatever it is that I want. And I'm going to go back.
detected icon.
Now I'm going to tap on one of the books.
Pride and Prejudice, row 3, column 2, in grid,
And
3
I'll
rows,
tab.
3. Readify. Cover. Web
And
view, in pager.
we heard the cover. Now that we have opened the book or tapped on one of the books, on the top left we got,
IMG back image.
that's the back, and then to the right of that,
IV category image.
we have something called categories. If you tap on this one though, it will take you to where you could choose like the
Detected
chapter.
icon.
In other words, it has things like the table of contents or whatever the case may be if the book has table of contents. And then to the right of that, we have settings.
IV setting image.
And then the top right icon there on the top right corner is one of those
Detected
that does not
image.
speak. But if you have your sounds on, you will hear it make a sound. I do not have sounds, but that's more like the more options. I'm going to move my finger on there and leave it there for a little while, and you will hear TalkBack doing the heavy lifting, saying this is like the settings, or rather like the more options. Again, you can label this, add your labels to it. I've written to the guy, and we'll see what will happen. But now move my finger though to the right and see what we hear.
Detected image, a stylized abstract image featuring 3 black dots arranged vertically with a larger pink dot positioned to the right of.
And that would be, like the more options. And now, before we come back to any of these, let's go down though toward the bottom. And in the midsection toward the bottom, we got
0% seat bar slider.
that's the progress of the book. And then to the left of that,
IV chapter pre-image.
so we have previous chapter, and of course you got that.
0% seat
And
bar
then to
slider.
the right of that
IV chapter next image.
is the next button. Now below that we have some buttons.
Detected icon right image.
Starting from the very bottom left, we have the voice selection button. This one, just like the more options on the top, does not speak its name, but if you leave your finger there for a while, TalkBack will do the heavy lifting, giving you the description of that image. I'll put my finger down so you hear what I'm talking about. I just touched it, and now I'm going to wait till we hear the description of that
Detected
icon.
image. A young man with light brown hair and blue eyes looks directly at the camera in a close-up portrait. He has a neutral expression and is wearing a light blue shirt.
In other words, that's the current voice selection. If
Media
you tap
control.
here, it will take you to the different voices from which to make a selection. We'll come back to that, but let's go ahead and look at the other buttons here to the right of this voice selection. Again, remember, you can label this. For example, you just bring up the TalkBack menu and tap on that add label and label it to voice selection or voices or whatever name it is that you want to give it. Now, moving to the right, we got
IVTTS previous image.
we have the TTS previous. So
Detected
in other words,
image.
it seems to me like you can go to the previous, or could it be that if you've selected more than one TTS engines, you could go to the previous TTS. This is pure conjecture on my part. Going to the right, we got,
IV play pause image.
and to the right of that,
IVTTS next image.
that's the same idea going to the next. And then to the right,
1.0x.
this is where you go in to change the speech rate. If you want it faster, you could tap here to go change that. Let's go back though to the top and start looking at the category and then look at the other one.
IV category image.
And tapping.
Readify on top, contents on bottom. Pride and Prejudice 3 of 3 in list 3
So
items.
we got Pride and Prejudice. If I tap here,
Readify. IV 59% seat bar.
it opens the book. But if I tap on
Media
that category
control.
again,
IV category image out of pager. Readify on top, content. Volume. A novel. In 3 volumes. Chapter I 8 of 27.
it's chapter 1.
Chapter 3 10 of 27.
Let's scroll down and tap on
Chapter
something
X 16 of 27.
random.
Showing. Readify.
There we go.
Chapter X, heading 2.
So I think that's chapter 9, Roman numerals. And now, before we tap on the play, let's look at the next icon that is to the right of the category.
IV setting image out of pager.
That's the settings. Tap here.
Readify on top, font size on bottom.
Here, though, this one has to do with fonts and color. So if you have usable site, you could go in here and choose a type of colors and all of that. And the font sizes, that's what this one is all about. Now I'm going to go back. And
Readify.
now let's tap on the one that doesn't speak, which is like the
IV
more
setting
options
image.
there on the top right corner.
Pop-up window. Notes.
Tapping on that, we got a couple items. We got notes. So if you tap here, if you have taken any notes, this is where you're going to see your notes. And below that, we got
Timer.
timer. In other words, if you're feeling sleepy and you want to put it on a timer so it goes off, you tap here. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Timer.
And we got
Timer. Off switch.
is
Media
off.
control.
So if you turn it on, then you have
10 min. 20 min. 30 min. 60 min.
you got the drift. Now go back.
Readify.
Those are the buttons there on the top. Now let's going down toward the bottom. We got those buttons that I've talked about earlier, and we have the play
IV
button
play pause image.
and Basically, if you tap on that, it's going to play.
Allow Readify to send you notifications. Allow button.
And it's asking me if I want to allow it to send me notifications. I'm notorious for not
His
wanting
daughter's
notifications,
request for such it might be
but I'll
considered
let it
of
on.
being admitted into her family again
Readify.
before she set off for the north. Received
The
at
Project
first an
Gutenberg
absolute
ebook.
negative.
Now I'm going to double tap. I just double tap to stop the reading. Now, I do want to mention here in passing, though, that when you stop reading, the controls are hidden. And if you want the controls to be back again, you just double tap with one finger and they'll pop up again at the bottom. And also those buttons at the top, like the category settings and the more options, will also pop up. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the voices, though, the voice selection that I mentioned earlier there at the bottom left corner. Now that we have the controls showing, I'll put my finger there at the bottom left and tap on that one that doesn't speak, which is a voice selection.
Out of pager.
I'm on a page now with
Detected
the voices.
image.
And we got
IV close image.
close, moving on down.
Pro.
We got the Pro, so by default is in the Pro mode, and so the voices that you see below here will be the Pro voices. And to the right of that Pro button, we got
Basic.
Basic, and to the right of that
IV reset image.
is the Reset. Now moving on down,
English 2 of 22 in list 22
we got
items.
English, and below that we have some English voices. And here are some of the voices that we have. I'm going to sample a few of them. Whenever you tap on a voice, it has a check mark. So for example,
George U.S. male 3 of 22.
that by default visually
Media
has
control.
the check mark. And I do want to apologize. Someone playing something downstairs on the TV. And so now and then you hear media control or something there in my notifications. I should have turned that off before I get started. But here we are. So here, this one has a check mark. So if I tap on it on George,
Hi, I'm George. Welcome to Readify.
I really like that. Next,
Lawrence Peterson, U.S. male 4 of.
Hi, I'm Lawrence,
Lawrence
Peterson.
Peterson,
Welcome
US.
to Readify.
next.
Willie Watson,
Hi, I'm Willie Watson. Welcome to Readify.
Next.
Gloria Sanders, U.S.
Hi, I'm
Glo-
Gloria Sanders. Welcome to Readify.
I think John may like that one. Let's scroll down at random, find
Sure,
some
Wendy,
other voices that are
Showing items
different.
11. Lucy, U.S. female 13 of 22.
Hi,
Lucy,
I'm Lucy. Welcome to Readify.
Let's scroll down
Tina,
some more.
U.S. Antonio, GB male 16 of 22.
Here's some UK voices.
Hi, I'm Antonio. Welcome to Readify.
Okay. Next, let's look at another UK voice.
Shelley, GB female 17 of 22.
Hi, I'm
Shell-
Shelley. Welcome to Readify.
Next, let's try another
Amelia,
UK voice.
GB female 18 of 22.
Hi,
Amelia,
I'm
G-
Amelia. Welcome to
Next.
Readify.
Emma, GB female.
Hi,
Emma,
I'm
GB
Emma.
female.
Welcome to Readify.
Okay, I'm just going to scroll down, tap on one more time.
Jacob, GB male 22.
I think that's the last one.
Hi,
Jake-
I'm Jacob. Welcome to Readify.
Not bad. And as I indicated earlier, though, whichever one you tap on, the check mark moves to it, that becomes your default voice. I'm going to scroll back to the top
Gloria Sanders,
and tap on George because
Showing
that's
items
the
2 to
one I
6 of
wanted.
22. George, U.S. male.
Hi, I'm George. Welcome to Readify.
Ah, beautiful. There we have it. And those are the Pro voices. Now let's look at the basic.
Basic.
So if I tap here, the focus now moves to the basic TTS. In other words, these are more or less like the Google voices. So you got those that are locally on your phone and those that are online voices. I'm not going to play these ones, but I'm just going to go through some of them so you understand what's going on.
NGBX, GBA Local English, United Kingdom, GB.
Okay.
NGBX, GBB Network English, United Kingdom, NO Language English Australia, 05 of 50. NSX TPF Local English, United States, US, 6 of. NNXN Network English India, in 7 of 54. NOXAUA Network English Australia, 08 of 54.
You got the drift, so you could just go down and choose the ones that you want. Now I'm going to go back.
Readify. Welcome to Readify, 100.
So now we're back to the menu eye where those sample books are. Now the next thing I want to tap on will be that import there toward the bottom. But before we go to that
Media
import,
control.
I do want to mention here that we still have at the very bottom across the screen above that playback controls, we have a strip there with the previous chapter on the left edge, and then to the right edge of the phone, we do have that next chapter. And above that next chapter is an icon that says conversation. In other words, you could tap on that to converse or ask questions about the book. For example, if I move my finger up,
IVI conversation image.
and if I tap here,
Enter your question. Readify on top, enter your question on bottom. Editing, enter your question, edit button.
so I could ask questions about this book. For example, I'm going to tap on the voice input.
Use voice.
How many chapters does this book have?
Voice typing stopped. Use voice typing.
And to the right of that edit field is the send button.
IV send image window, enter your editing, enter your question, edit box. Showing items. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen contains 61 chapters, 4 of 5 in list 5 items.
And now I'm going to go back.
Keyboard.
And I'm back
Readify.
again.
IVI
And I'm going to
conversation.
go back to close out of this book.
Readify. 76%. Pride and Prejudice, row 3, column 1, in grid, 3 rows.
Now let's go ahead though and look at the importation, and that's the button toward the bottom right.
Import books IV image out of grid.
And tapping on that.
Detected icon, add, image, a black circle with a white plus. Supports TXT, PDF, EPUB, MOBI, AZW, Docs.
And we got
Find books.
find books. So if I tap here, for example, it will take me to a page where I could look for categories or whatever book I'm looking for, and it'll search online to give me the book that I'm looking for. I'm tapping here to show you what I'm talking about.
Readify on top, about the service on bottom. Close IV image.
And we hear this dialogue.
This service aggregates publicly available book data only. We do not store, distribute copyrighted content. All transactions are between you and sellers. Please verify copyright status, device compatibility, especially DRM and seller credentials. Readin is not involved in transactions and assumes no liability. Comply with local laws.
And toward the bottom, we got,
Don't show again.
and then to the right of that,
Confirm button.
and you tap on confirm.
Search by title, author, or description. Showing Gboard.
And now you could search for the books you are looking for. For example, if I say I'm looking for something on disability, books on disability.
Voice typing stopped. Use voice typing. Search by title, author, or description, editing, books on disability, edit box.
And now I'm going to tap on search.
Search BTN. Stop search BTN image.
And it's fetching my results. And I'm waiting for the
Detected
results
icon.
to come
Stop
on.
image, a black.
There we go. Now if I put my finger down,
Looking to dive deep into the world of disability with books that combine heartfelt stories,
go down.
advocacy. The body is not an apology. The power of radical self-love. No pity. People with disabilities forging a new civil rights movement. No pity. People with disabilities.
I'm just going to scroll down, look at some more.
Extraordinary acts. Stories of ordinary people changing the world. Extraordinary acts.
Scroll down.
Disability rights and wrongs. Disability rights and wrongs. Nothing about us without us. Disability oppression and empowerment. Nothing about.
You got the drift. And so basically I just search for a category and it's showing me those books from that category. Now if you tap here, it will take you to the store that it's coming from, and you can either buy it or whatever the case may be. I'm going to go back.
Search by title, author. Readify. Import.
Now I'm going to tap on import again.
Readify on top, import.
And then we got the next one after the search for books.
Import from files.
We got import from files, and the last item,
Import from computer.
you could import from your computer because it syncs across your devices if you enable that. And that would be all that we have in the importation
Readify.
settings. And that would conclude this short demonstration of the Readify, Readify. As always, though, we want to thank you for listening to us. But if you like what we're doing, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for that, Warren.
Thank you so much. Readify is an app that I like. So let's talk about Readify. Kareen, I mentioned you in there because whenever I get a reading app, for example, the person that comes to my mind is that pretty girl there, Kareen, and she and I, we really enjoy these type of apps. But I want to hear what Kareen's thoughts are regarding Readify, whether it's throw it to the curb or it's a keeper, whatever the case is. One thing I realized that I didn't notice where one makes payment or, whatever subscription, how it is. I didn't see that unless, of course, I haven't played with it much besides just demonstrating it for that demo. I haven't done anything with it.
So you know me very well. And of course, when I listened to your demo, I went ahead and installed the app. However, okay, I will admit it, I didn't play a lot with the app, but I have some issues. First one, when I imported a file, it was a TXT file, and I was trying to read through the screen reader. It didn't read the whole text content. This is the first thing. There was no way to do it. Actually, I tried to scroll by swiping with 2 fingers. I tried to swipe, the normal swipe, to move between items. Actually, it was reading a bit of the text and then it stopped. So I don't know what's the thing. Actually, I didn't give it enough time, to be honest, but this was the first problem. The second thing is related to the voices. Well, the voices are multilingual, which is good. You just, for example, you find the English voices, but the English voice will be able to read other languages as well. So I tried with my native language, Arabic, and when I changed the English voice, the Arabic voice was changed as well. However, I didn't like how it reads Arabic at all. I won't say it's terrible, but it's kind of bad. So
You didn't know how to speak Arabic too well, right?
Yeah, it didn't, and I tried to use the accent, like not the traditional accent that we use for Arabic books, which is not something good to do usually, because like using a local accent instead of using the traditional accent when the text is traditional Arabic isn't something that you usually do. Other than that, I hate the fact that there are so many unlabeled buttons, something that you already mentioned in your demonstration. I think you said that you're going to contact the developer. So I don't know.
I actually
if you did or not.
contacted him already. I did. I contacted him because those things, it's a shame. And I indicated that you are here in California, unless, of course, you're forging your address. That's exactly what I said. If you're here in California and you are giving us an app with labels that are not, properly contextually labeled and all of that, you need to fix that. So I kind of went out a little bit hard on the guy, and I hope he's not offended. He fixes it. But, I expect people in countries that know or have an understanding of what the needs are to kind of just, do the right thing. And most especially, you're living in California. Come on, man. So, but I wrote to him about that. But so when it comes to scrolling the stuff, if you want to be reading with your screen reader, were you scrolling left to right? Because that's how it scrolls. It's not vertical.
No, I think I only tried scrolling upwards.
No, it doesn't do it that way. It's like Amazon. You scroll horizontal, so you go left to right. So you scroll right if you want to go to the next page, that kind of thing. That's how it's
I should have tried it, but since it's already a TXT file, I expected that it would be using the scrolling upward and downward thing, not scrolling left and right.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but yeah, that's how it scrolls. But I think though there's the scrolling in there. I didn't check on that to see if you could reprogram it or recustomize it to do a vertical scroll. I didn't bother, yeah, because it's part of that one that has like the fonts for sighted people or people who have usable sight could take advantage of that and change the fonts and all of that. So the scrolling, the page scrolling and all of that, that's in there as well. So I'm thinking that one could change it if you like that vertical scroll. I'm not
It could
sure.
be
I'll
like
have to look at it.
playbooks. Playbooks by default has the page switching through scrolling left and right, but you can make it by swiping up, scrolling up and down. So it could be like Google Books or the playbooks.
You're right. And it's there in that settings. When you tap on that settings toward the bottom there, that's where you could make those adjustments. I didn't do that. So I think I like the left and right scrolling, but I think it makes sense to have that up and down scrolling. For example, if you're using something, say your Braille display, for example, I think that the vertical scroll is probably the better one to use.
I prefer the ability to auto scroll as well. So if you're using a Braille display, this would be better because you don't need to do anything on your phone. You just keep reading and it keeps like moving you to the next page. Well, one thing regarding this one, actually, if you compare the voices to what 11 Labs offers, for example, you can't compare them at all. Okay, they are not bad. I mean, for English, maybe they're not bad, but 11 Labs has much better voices. Okay, you can't read using TalkBack or Jieshuo when you're using 11 Labs, but the voices that you get there are much better. However, one thing that we should maybe show appreciation for is that at least during my test, I couldn't see anything related to subscription, and I don't know if there are advertisements. I don't think that I came across any ad, at least throughout my quick test. So for this reason, we could say that, yeah, there's something good in this app, which is it's free and it doesn't have advertisement. I assume that it doesn't have.
I didn't see any ad either, Kareen, and I was kind of surprised because I was expecting to see some ads. However, in my short time that I had with it, playing with it and demonstrating it, I didn't see any ads there. So that's a plus there. I hope that's how it stays. But as I indicated earlier, I didn't even see where to say to subscribe or whatever. You have those pro voices, then you have that basically using the Google TTS engine if you prefer that. But I didn't see anywhere to subscribe. So maybe if one uses it for quite a while, and then maybe it'll pop up, say, hey, you need to subscribe or whatever. But I'll have to do that. I intend on listening to a long book with it and see what happens. But so far, I haven't seen where to subscribe, and I haven't seen an ad in there at all. If there's anything you want to call an ad, maybe the suggestions above that talks about maybe you want to look into this category or whatever, but that's not an ad. It's the suggestion from the app. If you kind of like not knowing what to look for reading, because you could look for things there to read, as I indicated in that demo. Other than that, there's no ad in there to speak of. And now, Jieshuo, aka Commentary Screen Reader, CSR, or if you're me, the Confused Screen Reader. This is a segment dedicated to this great popular screen reader where we show you some new feature or some feature that we believe you should be in the know of. And now, for this episode, here's your entry for Jieshuo, aka Commentary Screen Reader. And now let's close today's episode with that confused screen reader demonstration there by Kareen. Kareen brings us a good demonstration of the confused screen reader Jieshuo screen reader. And now here's Kareen to show us what's new in the Jieshuo screen reader.
Hi. Jieshuo screen reader uses volume keys as shortcut keys. This means that it's able to use volume key presses to perform Jieshuo's own functions, to run extensions, enable timers, to open apps, and to move the cursor in edit boxes, as well as to adjust slider values. However, in some applications, this conflicts with the in-app functions where volume keys are used for specific functions or options. While it's possible to disable the ability of Jieshuo to control volume keys, it's not the ideal solution. So for this reason, Jieshuo's developer has added the ability to exclude specific apps from the Jieshuo volume key controlling. This means that the user has the ability to select the apps he or she wants to be excluded. So when a selected app is in focus, Jieshuo doesn't handle volume key presses. Let's see how it works. I'll open the screen reader settings.
Main menu. Screen reader settings. Home screen to Jieshuo Max.
And then operation settings.
Feedback settings. Operation settings. Operation settings.
And then shortcut key settings.
Shortcut key settings. Shortcut key settings.
To disable the use of volume keys by Jieshuo completely, I can uncheck this option.
Use the volume keys checked controls whether the volume keys can be used as Jieshuo screen reader's shortcut keys.
And to use the new feature, I must activate
apps where Jieshuo does not handle volume key presses, turbo alarm. Apps where Jieshuo does not handle volume key presses.
I've added before the turbo alarm application. For this reason, it told me the name of the app. So here I have a list of all the apps available on my device. I can check the apps I want. And to deselect an app, I just double tap to uncheck it. Unfortunately, until the time of recording, there is no way to search in this list. So you have either to scroll until you find the app you want, or use list browsing, which is a Jieshuo function. By default, you swipe right then down to activate list browsing. So I'll use list browsing.
ACR phone unchecked.
So I'll just first focus one of the apps in the list, and then I'll activate list browsing.
Main menu. To top. To list. List. Apps where Jieshuo Max list browsing.
And then I'll search.
Enter keyword text box.
By tapping enter keyword, I'll type the word turbo.
Shift. Capital T, J, 6 results. U, R, B, 0 result, 0, L, Lima, O, Oscar, O, 0 results.
And I'll select scroll forward.
Cancel, turbo text box. Scroll back button, scroll forward button. Apps where.
It'll keep scrolling until it finds the item or until it reaches the end of the list.
Jieshuo Max list browsing. Turbo alarm. Apps where Jieshuo does not. Task. Turbo alarm unchecked.
So when I double tapped, it unchecked turbo alarm because it was checked before. I'll recheck it.
Checked. Turbo alarm checked.
And then I'll tap OK.
VP. OK button. Shortcut key settings.
I'll now go and test if it works. In turbo alarm, there is an option to use volume keys to dismiss alarms. If turbo alarm is not excluded from Jieshuo's volume controlling or volume key presses controlling, the option won't work because Jieshuo will handle the volume key press.
Turbo alarm. Turbo alarm. Alarm clock 803 unchecked. Alarm clock.
I'll open one of the alarms.
Snooze action. Item 11 of 14 big button Cancel action.
Cancel action.
Item 11 of. Draw a triangle unchecked. Draw square. Volume buttons unchecked. Slide. Volume buttons unchecked.
Volume buttons, I'll check it.
Alarm detail.
And now I'll use test now.
Test now button. Application icon. Alarm detail.
I pressed the volume up key and it dismissed the alarm. Whenever I am in turbo alarm, Jieshuo won't at all handle volume key presses. This means that all shortcuts assigned to volume keys won't work as long as I'm in the turbo alarm application. I hope that this demonstration was clear. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Kareen, for another entry of the Jieshuo screen reader. All good things must end. Thus, it's curtain drawing time, bringing us to the close of this week's episode. Coming up, though, we give you information on how to get hold of us. And folks, with that, though, we come to the end of this week's episode. As always, we enjoy hearing from you guys. And so if you have anything you want to say to us, or suggestions, or comments, whatever, feel free to send us that message. And John is standing by to give you information on how you can get hold of us. Here's John now to give you that information on how to get hold of us. John?
To contact us, simply send an email to contactus@blindandroidusers.com. If you'd prefer, you can leave a voicemail by calling +1 307 202 9797. You can join our mailing list by sending a blank email to blindandroidusers+subscribe@groups.io. You can join our Facebook and Telegram groups or subscribe to our YouTube channel using the links in the podcast show notes or YouTube video description. And you can find all of this information and more at our website, blindandroidusers.com.
Thank you so much, John. Appreciate that. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Hoping that you had that wonderful Thanksgiving weekend if you're here in the States. And if you're elsewhere, enjoy your weekend. Until next week, from me, I say keep them home fires burning.
Have a great week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Have a good week.
Thank you for listening. Have a great week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. Until we see you next week, don't forget to leave us your comments and suggestions via our email contact or using any of our social media sites. Have a great week.